Welcome to another exciting edition of Rampage Pro Wrestling Pin Masters here with Bill Behrens. Another exciting week. If you're watching live on Saturday, March 19th, tonight, Rampage Pro Wrestling Live at Johnny G's Fun Center. And no better way to get the hour started than with this man, Sugar Dunkerton. Did he used to play for the Harlem Globetrotters or something?
Possibly so, yes.
This man, a flamboyant individual, always has that b-ball with him. Of course, this is not basketball, but it's a good distraction. And Sugar Dunkerton starts out the program. Great main event. Call someone and tell them on Fox 24, Touch Communications right now. The main event on this program, Jimmy Rave teaming with Mike Posey, Jimmy Rave approved, and they're joining forces with Hot Like Lava to take on J-Rod, Bull Buchanan, Frankie Valentine, and Kyle Matthews. Main event on this show today.
Right, we've already heard a little bit from the Jimmy Grave group, the Hot Like Lava group. I'm not sure that they're necessarily on the same page, but then again, you never would expect Hot Like Lava to get along with anyone or Jimmy Rave approved to get along with anyone. One thing I've been noticing, though, is that Jimmy Rave has been taking a recent interest in Adrian Hawkins.
Absolutely, and here he is, Adrian Hawkins. Not sure how that's going to go, but certainly Jimmy Rave has his sights on him, and this, I don't know why he wouldn't, because this man's an outstanding competitor, a fan favorite. That may be one reason he would say no to Jimmy Rave.
Very much so.
I don't think he needs Jimmy Rave.
Adrian Hawkins was in a long battle for a considerable period of time with the television champion Jeremy Vane, and now is stepping into this match. This, I think, is going to be a good match for both of these gentlemen. Both have a tendency to abide by the rules. So I think we're going to see what we normally would call a scientific battle between these two, although given the unorthodox style of Sugar Dunkerton, I don't know if the word scientific is proper.
Absolutely. This man, he will hit you with everything but the kitchen sink. Great moves in the ring. Great athlete. It's always good to see two scientific style wrestlers in the ring with one another.
And Adrian Hawkins throwing out his bandana to one lucky fan at ringside.
Now let's see if Sugar Dunkerton's going to do the same thing.
Oh, wait a minute now. Sugar Dunkerton is taking off his sweatband. A little bit of upsmanship here. And he's running to either side.
And where he goes, nobody knows. And
Mick Foley used to refer to that as the cheek pop.
Ah, he got it.
That's right.
Referee Dustin Robinson started out the program. Rampage Pro Wrestling. We just plugged the 8-man tag team main event. Don't forget also the good handshake there. Sportsmanship here between Dunkerton and Hawkins. Don't forget the TV champion Jeremy Vane is on the program as well, defending that title this week against Drew Adler.
Very much so. Great program here at Rampage Pro Wrestling as we look forward to the show on March 19th. The appearance of Colt Boom Boom Cabana going to be here.
And you talked about some excitement. If you haven't seen this guy in action, look him up on YouTube. He has a lot of outstanding videos, as well as he's been the Ring of Honor World Wrestling Entertainment and now at Rampage Pro Wrestling. And he's been chasing that NWA World Heavyweight title as of late.
And I understand we'll hear from him a little bit later, and we'll get an update on the status of who the champion is, because there was a recent match between Adam Pearce, the 3-time champion, and Colt Boom Boom Cabana. As you and I sit here recording this commentary, watching this match, we're not sure what's happened in that particular match, but we've theorized before, what if Colt Cabana comes here as the NWA Heavyweight Champion?
Absolutely. A great feather in the cap for Rampage Pro Wrestling. Good maneuvering here between Hawkins and Dunkerton. As you talked about, two completely different wrestling styles. Dunkerton more of a showman in the ring, and Hawkins more of a mat wrestler. We'll see how that goes. The fans certainly supporting both men. And Dunkerton, as always, very flashy in his commentary. And a hand slap there. Circling each other once again. Don't see that all the time. Good go behind there by Hawkins. Waist lift. And rising down to the canvas. And it's Dunkerton trying to, he got that hammerlock. Gets out of that maneuver there with a hammerlock and applies to pressure now. Good float over.
And then a bridge there, putting an awful lot of pressure on that particular arm. We've seen Mike Posey use a move somewhat similar to that recently during some of his matches. Dunkerton not able to hang on to that move as impressively as Posey's been able to in his, but still an effective maneuver. It's one of the things you can't sell Sugar Dunkerton short on. Brings a lot of humor to the ring, a lot of personality, but he learned early in his career that he wasn't going to get over simply on that he was going to have to become a consummate professional wrestler and athlete in the ring, and he's proven that he can be that guy.
Great series of maneuvers. Good escape tip up there by Hawkins into a full-arm twist and a standing wrist lock. Great exchange between Dunkerton and Hawkins, both men looking good at the onset here. And now you see leg trip here, drops down.
And you notice also Hawkins has not yet released that wrist. Now he has.
And Sugar Dunkerton very methodical by laying on top of him. And now the referee calls for a break, and they're close to the ropes, and Hawkins looking at him, not sure what to think of this man.
Well, and fans appreciative of this back and forth action here between two, I would say that this is that game of human chess that Gordon Solder used to refer to. Two men trying to outsmart, outthink the other one move for move, all within the rules of professional wrestling. So a little bit of a treat for us here after some of the stuff we've been seeing.
Absolutely. Hawkins now going for a kick, caught midair by Dunkerton. And caught him that time, spun over, landed on his feet like a cat. And Sugar Dunkerton now leaps over. Arm drag takedown. And again, arm drag reversal. And an arm drag spin. And look at this, reversal here by Dunkerton into an arm lock. And both men now back to their feet. Great action here.
Hawkins forces him hard back into the corner, knocking the wind out of him slightly in the process. Backs away.
And the Sugar Man now looking at him with maybe renewed respect. Certainly a lot of respect going into this match, but the name of the game is getting that 1-2-3 or that submission. Both these men would like to be the winner, and only one man can be. Test of strength now. And Dunkerton certainly has the size as far as height over Hawkins. Down to his knee now. And again, test of strength, and let's see if Dunkerton can take him down. He's got him down, but a bridge here, and managed to get the shoulder up, headbutt to the midsection by the Sugar Man. Again, a headbutt, and taking him by the head, forearm by Sugar Dunkerton.
Little unorthodox, but still very, very effective maneuvering by Sugar Dunkerton. Hits the ropes, comes off, drops an elbow, little exaggeration going into that, little showboating, but effective still. Hooks the leg, can't get more than a 1 count.
And Adrian Hawkins slow to get up, pulled up by Dunkerton. Arm flips him across. The Sugar Man caught him with a beautiful drop kick. And I noticed that Jimmy Rave is making his way to ringside, and we alluded to the fact earlier that we've seen Jimmy Rave approaching Adrian Hawkins in the past.
Well, and Sugar Dunkerton getting distracted by Rave. He needs to keep his attention on the match. Rave far away from the ring, not getting involved. Now Adrian Hawkins is getting a bit distracted by the appearance of Jimmy Rave. Clearly not invited by either man, but he's out here to watch something or somebody, and I'm thinking it's Adrian Hawkins.
Absolutely. Jimmy Rave used to get what he wants out of life. One thing he did not get was Cal Matthews. Cal Matthews turned out to be his own man. He didn't need any guidance past what he was getting from Jimmy Rave, and certainly glad he didn't follow
remember, that started with a mentor relationship. It started with Jimmy Rave, in theory, helping Kyle Matthews, trying to break him out of a losing streak, was the basics mindset of that. And interestingly, if you look at the recent career of Adrian Hawkins, he has not had that much going on the win side of the ledger. There's been an awful lot more on the loss side of the ledger.
He's come so close so many times to get that TV title, but it's been short of grabbing it, and now driving that knee now into the back of Dunkerton and pulling back on that chin with the pressure right in the small of the back.
Well, and now Rave has left ringside. Whatever point he was making to the competitors, he seems to believe he's made at this point, and I think he was just trying to make it clear, and again, probably to Adrian Hawkins, that he's watching and he's paying attention to what Hawkins is doing. And whatever, we saw a segment, I guess, a couple of weeks ago where they took a little walk together and talked about something. I have no idea what happened to that conversation. I have a feeling that Jimmy Rave has offered to be of some help to Adrian Hawkins. Whether he takes him up on that, only time will tell. I can't see that happening myself.
Neither. Hawkins that time catches him to the back and puts the boot to it. Adrian Hawkins has been a great athlete. He his entire pro wrestling career. Just needs to get that extra oomph in there. Momentum off the ropes, coming in and caught him with an elbow. And again, goes in for the momentum. We've seen him do this before. A lot of power goes into those elbows. And the Sugar Man goes down.
Well, maybe Jimmy Rave remembers the previous Adrian Hawkins, the one that was a tag team partner with Jeremy Vane. Not necessarily the nicest guy in the building at that point and relatively full of himself, as Jeremy Vane continues to be. He split off from Jeremy Vane, took a different path here, and it hasn't necessarily led to the success. It did lead to an awful lot of title opportunities and some great matches, but not necessarily the kind of title reign that I'm sure Adrian Hawkins wants in Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Absolutely, and we'll see what happens. Time will tell if Adrian Hawkins will stick to the fan favorite side. I know the fans certainly would like for him to. One of the favorites here at Rampage Pro Wrestling. But whether he's on the good or the bad side, whatever you say about the man, he's an outstanding athlete.
And it looks right here like he may have this. No. I was going to say, it looked right there like Sugar Dunkerton wasn't going to be able to continue this match, but there's still some life left.
And the fans at ringside chanting for Sugar Dunkerton. Both these men have their own fans. Great fan base here. You're watching Rampage Pro Wrestling. Remember tonight, March 19th, 7 p.m. Bell time for Super Night of Wrestling, including Colt Boom Boom Cabana. I can't wait to see him in action live here. Make plans to join us.
Well, we also know the usual suspects defending the NWA. That's true. RPW Tag Team Champions against the challenge of the Hate Junkies, and also Doc Gayton, Mr. Jones teaming up against that big man, the Judge, and his partner Bobby Moore. We know all of that for the 19th, and I bet you by the time this show is over, we're going to know a whole lot more.
Absolutely. Make plans to be with us tonight, 7 p.m. for another outstanding TV taping. And come out and enjoy the Spin Zone, which we took a look at last week. The best ride here now, and certainly a line for that ride all day today.
Oh my, and what an amazing bumper cart form of ride that is. Some craziness already been going on with the wrestlers up there. We saw a little of that last week. I think we'll see a little more this week, in fact. But you know what? You're talking about the 19th. Then it's April 2nd. We're here, special noon wrestling event outside,
weekend.
Part of a big event here at Rampage Pro Wrestling. And then 6:30 downtown at Dragon Gate USA, a complete Rampage Pro Wrestling pre-show card at Dragon Gate USA. So a lot going on here at Rampage Pro Wrestling, including in the middle of April, we moved to Sunday afternoons, and it looks like Sundays at 2 p.m. is where we're moving.
Sounds great. Elbow cuts off. During that time, if you missed any of those announcements, when you missed, picks him up, drops him across with the backbreaker. Go to www.rampageprowrestling.net for all the information and upcoming events. And again, it's Hawkins bridging up that arm, getting that shoulder off the canvas. And Dunkerton now pulling those straps down, a la Jerry the King Lawler. And into a boxing stance. Smoking Joe Frazier, so to speak.
Those three lefts, little shuffle, spin, throws the right, nobody home. Hawkins off, springboard back, elbow, kips up, and now it's Hawkins on fire and Dunkerton down. Fans haven't really decided who to get behind in this particular match. These are both favorites of theirs.
He's setting him up for the unprettier right here. He's got him hooked. If he gets that on him.
Wait a minute, rolled through by Dunkerton.
And Dunkerton got him for that 1, 2, 3, that inside cradle, small package there. And he was setting him up for that devastating unprettier that has won him a lot of matches. But the winner is the Sugar Man, Sugar Dunkerton, over Adrian Hawkins. And
both men competitive in this particular match. One minor mental error, opportunistic opportunity by Sugar Dunkerton. Looked like Hawkins was able to finish him off, but no, not so much. Sugar Dunkerton beats Adrian Hawkins, and
offering a handshake,
and looks like Hawkins doesn't want anything to do with it. No. Good show of sportsmanship between two great RPW athletes.
A little hesitation, but he does shake the hand and raise the arm of Sugar Dunkerton. Obviously not the way that Hawkins would like for this match to have gone, but the winner is Sugar Dunkerton. Coming up next, we're going to see the RPW TV title, Jeremy Vane and Drew Adler, right after this.